Yes, people, welcome back to Weird and Wonderful.
I didn't even cut you on now. You started yawning.
We're live. And yeah, guys, I'm sure you guys have all seen. If you haven't, the game's been called off. This video's kind of got a different tone to it now. Like it's a bit more of a bit more of a reflective look back on what's happened, what those protests sort of.
Listen, I'm just happy. I'm just happy. I'm still smiling.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't get your ass handed to you, but disappointing though, man. Disappointed the protests turned into resulted in the game being called off. You didn't want that, but like it's hard to criticize the protests too much because when they were happening, it was quite like I was looking at it with a lot of pride. But for the game to be called off, this sort of stuff coming out now that fans went into the dressing rooms and some COVID protocols obviously been compromised. But still, I think ultimately in the long run, the postponement for me is sort of inconsequential. The protests, I think, are the more important thing, the fact that their message has been conveyed. I'm disappointed in the match being postponed, but yeah, I can't be too angry with the protests.
The way I see it is like, ultimately, we can all understand and empathize like with why the supporters did what they did. I think Roy Keane was saying that other stuff's obviously gone on behind the scenes as well, which like we all know what there's a line in it, like protest, go on the pitch, like you can, like even if you want to take the corner flag, like score a couple of goals in that, like that's not like the end of the world. But if other stuff's going on behind the scenes that's like going too far, then that's a bit shit. But it's just disappointing. Obviously we want to see the game, but it's not going ahead. But
yeah, I'm still yet to. I mean, I'm guessing something must have happened for the game to be called off. Whether it's just those COVID protocols.
For me though, like, I just feel like they were a bit underprepared. Like we all knew that this was going to happen. We knew it was going to happen. It's been happening all week. Like, and this game has extra significance because we were the two teams who were heavily involved with the ESL. Both teams unhappy with their owners. It seems like the American owners have all been in cahoots with each other about this Super League thing. So that's kind of why both our teams were sort of the main culprits in what was going on. So like they knew this was going to happen. I just feel like we were like everyone was acting a bit surprised. It seemed like the police were quite slow to come out and react to whatever was going on. Like,
yeah, I'm still confused. I'm not sure what the main reason is. If it's for the fans storming the pitch, or storming, for sort of sensationalizing it all, but the fans coming onto the pitch, like I say, taking the corner flag, scoring a couple of goals, shouldn't be enough for the game to be postponed.
Did you see the video of that guy falling from the top of the goal?
No.
He was like on the top of the net and someone scored and the ball hit the net. And as it hit the net, he just dropped from the top of the goal.
Oh my days.
He was just in the...
That's hilarious.
You see the video?
That's so peak.
You see the video of that guy in the rave in Liverpool who's like that falling into the gate?
Yeah.
It was like that. He was just trying to get out the net. He couldn't get out. So I just licked the ball when it hit like went top bins. I think it either hit him or hit the net, and the net just started shaking. Yeah. And he just like dashed, but he's like caught in a web afterwards, couldn't get out of the net. It's funny. Like it was. I'm finding it hard to. Obviously, I'm disappointed with the match being postponed, but I find it hard to really be angry with like the fans, or from what I've seen anyway. It's relatable. I feel like if we were there, I probably would have done the same thing. I would have been on the pitch. I would have like. Obviously, there's levels you can't like be trying to punch people up or like trying to turn cars over and that. But like, if you're
that stuff seems a bit mad.
That's too far. Because ultimately, only harming. Like, this going onto the pitch is hurting. That's sending the message to the owners of the club, the hierarchy. But if you're going to be waiting outside the players' hotels and like turning cars over, like ultimately that's like the players have got nothing to do with this. It's not like it's not the players or the staff.
Well, that's the thing. If the players, but I didn't. It never felt once like the protests were aimed at the players. I don't think that if the players were out were like around the stadium at the time, and the players, I don't think it wouldn't have been like dangerous for the players. I think it's quite clear, and it's been quite clear for a while that all the protests been happening around all these different clubs, like Arsenal and United especially, have been directed like squarely at their owners. And
yeah, the only thing I can think of was when I think it was the Leeds fans were they were dashing stuff at our bus when we were coming in.
Yeah. But that's also, yeah. I mean, if it all sort of trickles back to the.
But yeah, like you said, I agree. Like you
and
said, everything's been directed. All the anger, all the hate's been directed towards the club's owners, which in all the cases is completely right. Your club, my club, like we've got all within our rights to be pissed off at the owners. For you, I guess it's slightly different. Like this has been a thing of like 16 years or 15 years worth of sort of angst, animosity. For United, I feel like this is like a bigger build up of emotion. Ultimately, it's been a bit different with Liverpool fans. FSG haven't been at the club as long, and there has been like times where we've overlooked certain things because the recruitment has been so good, and in the last 3 or 4 years, like what we've seen on the pitch has kind of overshadowed what's been going on like behind the scenes. But from your point of view now, like I guess you've been done with the Glazers from like minute one, really. But do you think is there any way like do you think this will manage to get them out if like stuff like this keeps happening?
Well, if games keep getting cancelled and there's this much disruption around football games playing and all the sort of vitriol's being aimed at the owners, I think how many games have to get cancelled? How much disruption does there have to be before the owners are like, this isn't worth the hassle anymore? But I just don't see. They'll get to a point where like
football security.
Football fans will also be kind of like cutting their nose off to spite.
Yeah, exactly. Because we all wanted to watch the game.
We wanted to watch the match.
Even these men who are in the stadium, they just thought probably they were going to end up going home and watching the game afterwards. Thing, and then they'll go like the game will be put back. Like no one's gone there today. If you said to fans today by going there, it means there'll be no game. I don't think you would have seen as many people.
Well, by that same measure, maybe they were like this. Well, that's the message we need to get across.
This is the best way to hit, because as much as we're suffering, Sky are also losing out as well. They obviously had this is a big game for them.
Does that affect
So these things do have a trickling effect, like you said. But
hopefully, man, I think the best bet that football has is by sort of actual legislation being passed through Parliament to protect clubs. And like, I'm not sure how close that is, but I just don't see. I think it's going to be hard to convince all these owners to fucking suddenly like back out of an investment because some people are angry.
But it's not only that.
They're so far away from. They're so distant from the fans, so that it doesn't even feel like we don't really see the Glazers that stayed at matches. I mean, it's been so long since we have people in the games anyway. But I just find it hard to. Like, these people have lived and made their money in illegitimate ways. A lot of them have anyway. I'm sure that their moral compass could survive, or like their burden of guilt. Yeah, lost a viewer. But like the burden of guilt, like I don't think they're.
This is how I see it. Yeah, it's a very simple, kind of predicament. In order for these 6 clubs to have new owners, this is going to sound like a really simple point. There need to be 6 buyers willing to buy.
6 billionaires.
Exactly. 6 billionaires who are willing to invest in something which you're not always going to see.
I don't know. Could you get like fan
consortium
kind of things, or national? Exactly. Well, I don't know if it becomes a law that all football clubs can only be owned, the maximum share from one entity can be 50%.
Yeah, but then how is that going to affect clubs' like budgets and stuff, like wage budget, like transfer budgets? If you're losing,
you need 51%.
Yeah.
If you that's like 20. So like for United, that's 20 for 25 years. For 20. That only means that like at the United, the Glazers would have to give up about 25%.
But what I mean, for that to happen at all 6 teams, that's a seismic shift to happen at 6 clubs.
But there's money comes in from like so many different avenues. It's not purely just like Man United's a great example of that. Like we don't the amount that our owners put into the clubs, like 2%.
It's
tiny. It won't affect our.
The way I understand it, what all the owners, all the Glazers have done for United is shift their debt onto the club. Like you were beforehand, you were working. Are you not in like £700 million debt or something?
Not any. Not set. It's not that.
Like
It's not that.
million.
We were. I think we were like touching maybe 300 to 300 million mark before lockdown, but I think we've gone.
That in itself is mad to think about for like the most like.
But not all debt's bad debt.
The most marketable club in the world, maybe after Real Madrid, to be in that much debt is a bit nuts.
It's not. We were in we were in a lot more.
What before? So the Glazers have cleared some of your debts?
No. Our debt moved down from 750 mil to when they bought it. It's moved slowly down to like 300, 400. But it's still going up. You know what I mean? It's going up now.
You know what? This could be a potential blessing in disguise, man. I don't know. We could have held a big L today.
You are going to. The way I was feeling, you were going to get absolutely pumped up.
But
yeah, I think you know what.
When's the game going to be? When's the game going to be moved?
I think the game's going to be tomorrow.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. I've moved our live stream to tomorrow on the schedule. So
therefore, the Premier League must have seen that.
Well, no, it's just I'm laying my bet.
You know what? If it's tomorrow,
it's either tomorrow or the 15th of May on a Saturday. But I don't know if there's a game. That
Van Dijk been running. You see them running.
Straight lines.
He give me back for that.
He's yeah.
Who the fuck put that fucking Fleetwood Mac Dreams over it? Like they do realize that song has now been memed for like the last year. Yeah. The guy that's sort of the guy on the skateboard. It's myth, mate. I don't want to see him touch the pitch again this season.
Yeah.
Because if he gets the last few games for us this season, then you know he's getting picked for the Dutch team.
He's going to go to the Euros
with no game time.
He will go to the Euros, I think.
Apparently, he's adamantly. To be fair, this could be like one of his. How many more tournaments is he going to have? He's never played at an international tournament before. Because Holland haven't made the last.
He's glow up quite recently.
Holland didn't make the last World Cup.
His glow up's been within the last 4 years or 2 years.
That Holland team is actually filthy as well.
Yeah.
They've had. I think Koeman when he was there before wasn't really like.
Well as well.
Yeah, they kind of play. They play him up front with like, and Genie bags goals. They've got quite.
And they got Frankie De Jong as well.
Yeah, they got De Jong.
Frankie.
De Jong. Who's that from midfielder? De Jong, Gina. Man said Gina. Genie, Donny. That's a wavy midfield.
And then if you got like Depay up top.
Is Bergwijn getting the? Is he starting for them?
Well, did he play fullback for them? Do you reckon?
No, it's a winger.
Did you reckon he played fullback?
Nah, they've got fullbacks.
No,
I feel like their team's all right. Is my man still in goal for him?
So was Van Dijk not in the side when they got to like the semi-finals?
They got Daley Blind as well.
Yeah, Blind still plays for him. I think he might play fullback. No, Van Dijk. That was 2014 when they got to the World Cup semi-final.
Who have they got in net?
I think it's Krul still. Tim Krul.
Nah.
He's all right. I rate Krul, man. I rate Krul.
I actually remember. I thought this game was going to be Van Dijk's return.
Why?
I don't know, because when he got injured, it was like in September. I was like, United, Liverpool, first of May. I reckon he'd be back for that. Fuck, he's been out for so long.
Long, mate.
Is it going to be like a year?
October, no, it's like October or... It was like October, November when we played Everton.
June, July, August, September, October. 5 months away from a year, 7 months.
Brother, it's like ACL, mate.
It's mad. It's mad.
Yeah,
man,
who was it who did their ACL the other day?
Did someone do their ACL?
Someone's just on their ACL
and Pedro Neto.
Really?
Yeah. Like, so that was a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, peak.
Yeah.
I know that Harvey Barnes is out, isn't he now?
His one was a while ago. His one was a while ago. The best thing I've seen in life is like someone's like, you can't just say his first or last name. You've always got to say Harvey Barnes. You just go by Barnes. That's Harvey Barnes. Right, should we wrap things up there, man? We're not a bit
it's a bit of a tricky one to react to this. It's a bit shit. But big up the fans, big up the protests.
The revolution has been televised for about the last 2 hours.
Was televised.
Big up Laser as well. Laser's not feeling too good today.
Man,
so get well soon, mate.
To be fair, that game probably got postponed. That's probably the best for him, man. It weren't going to make you feel any better, bro. Trust.
You know what?
feel
I
any
now the game's been called off. Tomorrow's a different story, but I can probably now admit that I was really not feeling too good about what the result was going to be.
Yeah, man, I was looking for.
Today was
Anyway, but yeah, guys, cheers for tuning in. If you're gutted about the game as well, get in the comments, tell us how you feel.
Slap the fucking like button, subscribe as well.
But yeah, that we've been weird and wonderful again.
A bit aggressive, isn't it?
I've been Moses.
Yeah, safe Ishmael. Follow me on Twitter as well, Degeneration-ish, and follow WN Wonderball.
Boom. But yeah, guys,
Peace.
That's been us.